I can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Salute, and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean Announcement. We're getting deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know we got to talk about it. And salute to the good sister, Char Willie, for the cash out. Long time no see, sister. Good to see you back in the building. I hope all is well with you and your family, good sister. Yeah, it's been a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, that's one of the sweetest people in all of Black YouTube right there. Very wise, very brilliant, very funny lady. Good to see you back in the building, Sister Char Willie. Hope everything's good with you and your family. But family, speaking of things that are not good, we got to talk about the anti-Black ties that bind tonight. And as you saw from the thumbnail, this is going to be addressing Elon Musk. Okay, that little weasel Ben Shapiro. Okay, we're going to be talking about everything that Ben Shapiro was proposing about having President Donald J. Trump pardon Derek Chauvin. Okay, so I have some updates for you on that. Not sure how many people have reported on it, but you're going to learn something new about that particular situation here tonight. All right, we got a lot of ground to cover because we're going to thread several needles that don't have anything to do with that particular story, but it does have something to do with the anti-Blackness between all of those individuals and some that we hadn't talked about over here in a couple of days. So before we get there, let me scroll up and greet our esteemed guests that I see in the building. I see the good brother Black Truth United. I see Charlie X in the house. Let's see Mrs. L. Salute to you and your husband, good sister. Only Pamela's Way is in here. Diesel Mike is joining us. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Tanisha Murdoch, my good brother Seven Scales is in here. 225 girl is in the house. The good sister Char Willie. Let's see, who else? My good brother, Cameron S. Wingfield. What's going on, Battle Buddy? My brother, Black Voltron over there. Black Voltron Reloaded on the West Coast holding it down. Hope all is well, comrade. Let's see. Derek Parker's in here. Kevin Blackwell. Patricia Jenkins, the brilliant librarian. Tam Chan, my brilliant lieutenant, is in the house. What's going on? Let's see. Priscilla Taylor. Salute and welcome to you and everybody that'll be in attendance here tonight. So before we get rocking and rolling, family, give me a black fist or a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear. Want to make sure that the audio is fine. Salute to Rojo. I see you just getting in here because it matters most what you all hear. It sounds clear on my end, but I like to get a live sound check before we get things underway. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? All right. Black fist or thumbs up in the chat if you can hear me. All right. Okay. I'll wait for a couple more confirmations. I want to make sure everybody can hear me. Okay. All right. I'm going to assume most of y'all can hear because I can see them coming through. All right. Good deal. So before we do that, if you haven't already had a great start to your weekend, we're about to give you one because, you know, we like to present a bit of humor from time to time with certain subject matter. So we're going to do that. And this, I'm bringing back the classic since a lot of y'all seem to like this little, you know, sponsor that we have here. So we're going to play this. And once it gets finished, we're going to get straight to brass tacks here tonight.
If you are at a point where you fucking hate being around people and the thought of being in the company of human beings makes you sick and want to throw up, that is your body and soul's way of telling you it is time to detox yourself from energy-draining motherfuckers. Sometimes being alone and fasting from people is the answer to your mental health problems. So tell everybody to fuck off and take some time for yourself. That is all.
Because I'm saying, you think I'm just in Mexico and I'm defending America. Because are you Mexican? Do you know where Mexico is? No, this ain't Mexico. It used to be Mexico, motherfucker, and now it's Phoenix, goddammit. Nigga. I bet you don't leave here and go to Mexico, motherfucker. Go get you some chicken speech. I'll beat you, cabrón. No, nigga, do you know where you at, nigga? USA! 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 I don't give a fuck! No, motherfuckers think they can live in this country and then still be allegiance to another fucking country. If you love another country more than you love America, motherfucker, then get to step into that bitch. So if you love Mexico, bitch, get the fuck over there. And as for my Mexican American homies, who loves you? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's so You don't know what my family did for this country, bitch. You ain't did shit, nigga. Fuck, we were slaves, bitch. Y'all just work like that at the landscapers, motherfucker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, hey, listen. Again, this is exactly the mood that we're in over here as far as foundational Black American freedmen are concerned when it comes to these people in our country trying to tell us what we shouldn't have and what we shouldn't get, etc., etc. Listen, man, Cat Williams put it in the most eloquent of terms, all right? But family, now we got to get straight to brass tacks and get discussing what you see on your screen here. Oh, yeah, the orange man and his new little South African buddy here that he just cozy buddied up with, that a lot of people will say, hey, is the real president in the Oval Office chair. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Look, y'all know in the last couple of broadcasts that I covered, I showed you how Elon Musk had his little brat up there and he was talking all crazy to the orange man and saying all kinds of stuff to him that he could have only heard his father say. No child has that specifically defined political opinions that young. So the orange man, hopefully he took that to heed, because let me go ahead and say this. Again, I've said it before. I agree. We do need to find out where America's taxpayer dollars are going, mine and yours. It needs to be done. It should have been done. But Elon Musk isn't the only person that can do that. He's not even an economist. There's other people that should do that, and that's American business, and I don't care who it offends. I don't consider Elon Musk an American. He's a naturalized citizen. It ain't the same, okay? There's plenty of other qualified people that could do that job, all right? It should have been done a long time ago. So I don't know if the orange man and crew are looking at him as some type of neutral outside party, but tonight we're going to discuss why he's going to be basically more of a liability if he doesn't get him on out the way. Now, from what I understand, they say that the Doge audits are due to end in July. But I'm going to tell you something, man. If I was the orange man and I wanted to make sure that my tenure in office, I paved the way for my, fellow running mates to just kind of cruise on in and pick up where I left off, meaning JD Vance and anybody else that's going to run with him for vice president, I would have to rein in this little South African apartheid brat, because he gonna fuck up a lot of shit that Donald Trump is trying to do. Now, in my view, all Donald Trump got to do is just keep the car on the road, man. focus more on American business. Y'all know that one of my critiques of the Orange Man is when he started dipping and dabbling in the outside affairs, particularly that situation over there with Israel and the Palestinians. And, you know, I get it with the everything that's going on with Ukraine and, you know, and Russia. And I understand him having to kind of clamp down on that hard-headed president of Mexico down there. But now when you start messing with Canada, I'm like, come on, man. You messing with Canada for what, man? And the reason is very ignorant because I'm like, you know, supposedly whoever put this in his ear talking about Canada isn't controlling their borders and they letting all these drug dealers come through. I'm like, first of all, the fentanyl issue is coming up from Mexico, okay? It would be impractical for anybody in China, because that's where the fentanyl is being manufactured, to ship that over to Canada, then drop it down through the border. It's just too stupid to even try to contemplate words and put in the words, man. It's silly. So, you know, back off of them. We don't have a huge illegal alien problem from Canada. So it's just, you know, I don't know who's advising him to do that. He's kind of running off autopilot. Maybe his little jackass pal in this picture here. But see, I'm going to say something because we're going to cover several bases about Elon Musk's influence in the Trump administration White House here. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to end up advising Trump to do some things that are going to be very stupid. And it's not going to even be the main thing we're discussing here tonight. Oh, trust me, I'm going to bring receipts on what I'm talking about. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the first issue here. So, as you know, Ben Shapiro, okay, the little Jewish white supremacist, because I got to call him that, he hops on his social media platform and starts spouting off talking about, oh, yeah, he's going to recommend that President Trump pardon Derek Chauvin, the murdering demon that killed our good brother George Floyd in cold blood. He should have been up to do charges on first-degree murder. He was improperly charged, and I will continue to say that. But he's trying to recommend that he pardon him. Now, for those that don't know, Derek Chauvin was charged federally and by the state. So even if Trump did pardon him of the federal charges, that doesn't mean he will be getting out of prison because he still has to serve the state sentence, okay, which is 20 plus years that I understand. And I think they're running concurrently instead of consecutively. Now, let me speak on that. What we got to push for in the black grassroots with these race soldiers when they get these convictions, they need to serve these sentences. If they get multiple sentences, they need to be served consecutively. Now, for those that don't know the difference, concurrent means like if they hit you with 2 20-year sentences, you're serving them both at the same time, okay? So when you finish, basically you're doing one and then, you know, you finish. Consecutive, that means like, okay, hey, you ran down these 20, congratulations. Now you're finna walk down another 20. It's back to back, in other words. You know, see, we got to get these football numbers running the train on them. That's what I want, okay? That's the proper punishment, meaning you will rot your ass in jail for taking any precious, innocent black life. That's what I want to see. We need consecutive sentences. And look, I'm going to say this further. Should anybody be found to have their hand in the cookie jar, even the black bootlicking buffoons, they need to serve consecutive sentences for stealing taxpayer dollars, okay? We need to hit them with these football numbers and let them serve them back to back, okay? I'm trying to tell you that they need to understand that, hey, there's a penalty for that. So that's just my thoughts on that. But family, we got to go ahead and get started analyzing Ben Shapiro. Oh, and before we do, hold on. You know what? Before we do, I have a bit of an issue I want you all to help me out with. I almost forgot about this. Black Truth United, you already know where I'm about to go. I almost forgot to present this to y'all. Family, can I get your assistance with something, okay? I want to get your assistance with something because, you know, I like to get my astute audience opinions on other things. So I'm going to pull up a couple of things here, okay? And I want you all to tell me, am I tripping? Or do you all see this the same way that I do? So give me a moment to bring this up to speed here. We're going to read through a couple of things together once I get this organized for you. Man, I almost forgot to do this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's enough for y'all in here to give me an accurate assessment on this. Because, hey, maybe you all will, you know, enlighten me. Maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, that's a possibility. I don't think I know everything. I can be educated, but you know, the way I'm looking at it so far, I prepare to have one of the greatest laughs of all time today, okay? So, look, check this out. We're going to go ahead and get started analyzing this. So, family, we got to go here. Yes, Black Truth United, I got to get him, brother. Got to get him. For those of you that don't know, this is Anthony Brian Logan, okay? Better known as ABL. Now, he's a Black conservative, registered Republican from what I understand. Has a platform here on YouTube, definitely has a platform on X, and I'm not sure if he has a Rumble account. Now, I will say this. As big of a buck dancing sambo as he can be, this is a very intelligent man. Y'all know that I can be objective on that if I disagree with somebody on a particular issue. Won't just undermine, any facts about it. He's a very smart guy, okay? He just buck dances his ass off. This is the guy that... For those that don't know, he said that the Klan used to give him Christmas presents and toys and stuff to bring him to his grandmother's house. I know, the Ku Klux Klan. This is what he claims now. Okay, but I digress. I got something I want y'all to help me out with. Okay, so I saw this tweet by Anthony Brian Logan on X, and it was critiquing Jasmine Bundles Crockett here. He quote tweeted this guy Todd Starnes here about her. So now Todd Starnes was saying, Jasmine Crockett wants you to think that she's from the hood, that she grew up on the streets. The exact opposite is true. She attended an exclusive day school where the tuition fee is nearly $35,000 a year, et cetera, et cetera. And shout out to my good brother, Philip Scott. He just recently did a great live stream breaking that down. If you hadn't checked that out, do go over there and give it a look when you get a chance. But now Anthony Brian Logan comes above there and he quote tweets. He says, I noticed that from the beginning, I am a hood person. Keep that in mind. And we recognize each other. Okay? So Mr. Logan, he tells you that, he's based in Tennessee from what I understand. Mr. Logan wants you to think that, he's saying that he's a hood person. And, he wants you to be well aware of that. Okay? So now that we got that first part of the tweet out the way, we going to read the next part of it. So when I saw that on my timeline, I said, wait a minute. Let me ask him a question here and see, unlike most people, I don't troll people. I actually do ask good faith questions. So you'll see that I tried to put this into context before I had the conversation with the man. So I said, quick question, ABL. I'm far from a Jasmine Crockett or Democrat supporter, as you all know. So you have context of how I'm asking you this. What's your definition of hood? And I have it in quotes. And why do you say you identify as that? Now, family, keep in mind the question that I asked this man, okay? Is everybody with me so far? All right? Everybody with me so far on the question I just asked him. Black Truth United going to be cracking up because he already saw where this went. He kind of chimed in on it too. Keep in mind what the question that I asked this man. Now, it was simple, straightforward, to the point, right? Okay, now, here's his response. This is what he's telling me, okay? So now I want to see if this is just me or maybe you all would be like, nah, GBS, you tripping, man. Yeah, he got it right. So now he says, I didn't say that I identify as that. I said that's what I am. I'm going to hold it in. We're going to read it. I grew up there, so I'm a product of it. Okay. Now, ABL, in case this happens to get back to you, brother, you are not the only intelligent man online, okay? Now, family, last time I checked, if I say I am something, isn't that the same as I identify as? That's synonymous. I am and identify are the same thing. Isn't it the same, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody in here see it different? You are free to tell me if I got this wrong. Hey, maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. Maybe somebody in my chat room can explain it to me in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't get what he's saying here. Maybe he is just a tad bit smarter than me or something. I did pretty damn good in high school and college, honor student in both. But, maybe Mr. Logan's IQ is out in the stratosphere somewhere, and I'm just not grasping what he's saying. Because, this is what he's telling me. So anyway, moving right along, I came back and I said to him, Anthony, Hold on, wait. Because I want to make sure that I didn't leave any part of this out. Let me go back, okay? Oh, yeah, here it is. Because I almost missed something. So I said, here it is. I'm trying to make reason of the nonsense at this point. I said, hey, Bill, if you're saying that's what you are, then you do identify as that. So to clarify, because I'm actually trying to ask him a serious question, are you saying where you grew up in, your view makes you hood over how you choose to act? So what I'm trying to figure out is if he's just saying because he grew up there, or is he saying, you know, you hood because you act that way? I'm just trying to ask. I'm trying to figure it out. All right. So now, Mr. Logan, in his illustrious wisdom, he comes back and he proceeds to tell me this. Now, family, I want you to tell me if this makes any sense to you, what you're about to read on this screen. Oh, I told y'all was going to get the laughs over here tonight. Oh, yeah, you look. This type of stuff right here, see, let me talk to anybody that tries to do this before we read this. Sometimes when you try to be obtuse, or in layman's terms, to be a smart ass, you kind of embarrass yourself. Because this, AB, I'm going to be honest with you, brother, this is beneath your intelligence level, at least from what I thought. Now, maybe I had it wrong. Maybe I'm giving you too much credit for being as intelligent as I perceived you to be. Because I've heard you do some pretty rousing debates with people. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like him or not, the guy in the past, he's been able to hold his own. But now this is simple here. So I don't know, you know, as people get old, you know what I'm saying? Maybe his cognitive ability has eroded somewhat. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to read this and you all can tell me if I'm reaching or not. Mr. Logan says, I don't identify as male. I am male. Okay. I don't identify as tall. I am tall. He's like 6'3". He is. I don't identify as black. I am black. Okay. Now, family, if you identify as something, that means that's what you are, right? So again, how is, in this context of this conversation that we're having, how does identifying I am not be synonymous with one another? Can anybody tell me that? Is there anybody in here that you know, does anybody have a different take on this for me? I am looking in my chat rooms because y'all explain it to me. What am I missing? What am I missing? When you say I am XYZ, you identify as what you're saying you are. I mean, that's how I got it, okay? You know, Black Truth United said negative. I'm looking. I mean, anybody in here can point me as so I'm like, okay, I'm a patient man. Cause like, you know, sometimes like people will think that you trolling them or whatever. And I'm trying to, you know, having a good fake conversation. I'm not roasting, not calling them any names or nothing. So I asked him again, final time here. I said, listen, man, dude. I said, if any of us say I am, in quotes, etc., that means we do identify as what we say we are. How can you dispute that, ABL? Now, family, is there anybody in here that can dispute that? Because I want to know. I mean, I'm open to any type of explanation where I might be wrong, because I'm always open to improving with whatever I do. You know, I'm a perfectionist like that. So as simple as this is, and I'm not being facetious, I promise you I'm not. Is there anything that I miss, ladies and gentlemen? Do any of you see it a different way? I'm just trying to be fair with this before we get on with tonight's lesson, okay? Anybody see it there? And I know Shaw Willie, you probably like, what the hell? Because Shaw Willie knows this dude. She knows of him. She know how, you know, he's a fairly intelligent guy. She could pretty much back me up on that. I'm pretty sure she's heard ABL debate over the years, from what I understand. You know, so nobody sees any difference in how that could make sense what he's saying, right? Huh? Because, like, you know, the only thing that I could come up with, I said, okay. And I was trying to let him know from the onset that I'm not one of these goofy liberals that, you know, is over there in that community or nothing. Because, you know, maybe he's trying to come at it from the context of how liberals that, you know, have that gender confusion going on, talking about what they identify as. But in this case, you know, I'm trying to make it clear that, no, man, I mean, in the simple context of the actual word. So, ABL, brother, I don't know whether you didn't get enough sleep that night or whatever the hell was going on. But, hey, man, I'm going to pray for you, brother, because if you're struggling over stuff like that, yeah, that's anyway. I digress, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into discussing this whole thing here with Elon Musk's suggestion and Ben Shapiro's suggestion here about the convicted murderer doing time. May he ride in peace. Derek Chauvin, who's been, by the way, in case you don't know, he's not having an easy time doing his sentence because from what I understand, the world-class prison crochet team caught up with him and they practiced their knitting skills on him. Yes, that's right. Mr. Chauvin has been turned into a crochet knitting needle cushion from what I understood. And, so the world-class prison knitting team is on his ass in there, as they should be. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. We're going to have to put something on your books. I digress. We're going to get into little old bird beak nose Shapiro here, and we're going to be stopping this critique of this need be. Yeah, I had to show you the Nazi salute so that you remember who you're dealing with Elon Musk rat. Because, see, again, that right there is going to be one of the things that's going to come back to haunt Trump because he knew what he was doing with that. All that little goofy trolling. He's like, look, let me just go ahead and put him out here on blast before we get into Ben Shapiro. Elon Musk's whole deal is he's acting like a big, overgrown, goofy troll. He's over there in them white supremacist right-wing circles. And he grew up in apartheid brat. So basically his whole philosophy is, hey, I'm going to come over here and do what I did in apartheid South Africa as a kid over here in America. Why not? That's basically what he's trying to subtly do. So we see you, Elon, but I've got news for you, player. That ain't going to work with my lineage, okay? You trying to get your South African buddies to come over here by telling the lies about the genocide over there. And we're going to get into that a little bit later here tonight and disprove that lie. But I'm telling you, you invite your little partners over if you want it, boy, they're going to have another thing coming. So you can see over this tweet here that we're about to get into the video of Ben Shapiro. Elon Musk says something to think about. And you see Ben Shapiro's talking about pardonderek.com, Derek Chauvin. That's what he means, right? So I'm sitting here like, oh, okay. I can see how you got something in common because remember now, Ben Shapiro, as last I heard, he identifies as Jewish, okay, as far as his faith and what he claims. Now you look at the common denominator between him and this white South African boy here, Elon Musk, that go to show you that despite the cultural differences, what comes first? White supremacy, okay? So we're going to get into this video. Like I said, I'm going to be stopping it to critique it what need be.
If we are issuing pardons, however, there is one person that President Trump should pardon from federal charges forthwith. It would be incredibly controversial, but I think that it's absolutely necessary. That person is Derek Chauvin. President Trump should, in fact, pardon Derek Chauvin. He should. He should pardon him his federal charges. If we are talking about reversing the evils of the last several years in American life, obviously COVID and its handling was a massive evil.
First of all, before I let this little jackass go further, y'all know I got to critique this. I need to ask a question of my audience. Family, is it just me? Or does this boy, when he talk, he sound neurotic? Look at him. They all, look, there's something about them white supremacists, man. I don't care whether they're on the left side or the right side of the political aisle. They all have this weird demonic look about him. Look at this boy, man. He basically looked like a cartoon albino rat. But see, you hear what he's saying to go to show you how evil this little bastard is. He's one of these people that actually think that Derek Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes didn't kill him. Oh, it was fentanyl, this, that, the third. Despite what the medical examiner's report said, which they keep trying to lie about that. See, the thing about white supremacists is why you can never respect them. They refuse to just tell the truth about things. Because we all know, and I'm going to keep going here as many times I have to cover this, we all know had a black man knelt on little Connor's neck like that for 9 minutes. First of all, a bunch of white people wouldn't have stood there and watch him die like that. Oh, yeah, I said it. And then, even if we would have done that, if any black officer had done that, man, it would be hell to pay. He would have been charged with first-degree murder, not no second degree or nothing up under that. It would have been first-degree murder, and that would have been capital punishment. They would have had to send a message for that. I mean, look, let's go here before I let this little weasel continue. Family, you look at how they make such a big deal about Officer Byrd on the Capitol doing his job during that insurrection with the January 6th terrorists that Trump pardoned, by the way. came up there trying to overrun the nation's capital. This man didn't shoot 16, 17, 18, 20 times. He shot one time and let little Miss Babbitt the rabbit have it. Okay, she was trying to grab it and he let her have it. Okay, he actually did. That's what happened. Okay, so now wherever she is, she's no longer with us by way of her own actions. This man was doing his job, protecting the nation's capital. Or do you know that all of them, including this little weasel, wanted him brought up on charges because no matter what they do, they're never supposed to be punished. You know what I'm saying? See, this go to show you, man. This go to show you that they really are not about law and order. A law and order only pertains when it comes to them doing something to us. But if it's us defending the Constitution, defending the nation, you know what I'm saying? Then, hey, no, not you. That's for us. You can't do that. That's where they're at with it, okay? So I just wanted to put that out here, but I want you to listen to this little weasel here. He's going to try to pull this sales pitch out of his ass. And see, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all the reason why he's doing this. Y'all heard the phrase from a lot of the MAGA crowd, a lot of that right-wing crowd. As soon as Trump got in there, y'all know the phrase I'm finna say. Y'all can say it with me. You probably heard it. We're back. We're back. They keep saying that. And see, when they say that, you got to understand what they mean. They're not talking about, hey, the Republican Party is back in power. They're not even talking about Donald Trump is back in power. We're back is supposed to mean, okay, now we can get back to practicing some hardcore anti-black racism. Let me talk to the We're Back crowd real quick. Let me talk to you, We're Back people, okay? I don't know where you went for you to say that you've come back, but you better understand one thing about my lineage of people, foundational Black American freedmen. We didn't leave and go nowhere. We're the same people that we were under any previous administration. So I'm going to tell you right now, you let the fact that your boy's in office and you got Elon up here being the biggest anti-black racist troll that he can be, you're going to remember that we are the fuck around and find out people. You better go back and look at that Montgomery, Alabama river brawl. You don't want these problems. We have not changed, okay? So don't let We Back get you in trouble, okay? Let's let it continue.
Destroyed the economy, set us on a path to fiscal insanity, destroyed children, led to massive health-related cover-ups, just horrifying all the way around. And President Trump has taken on a lot of those things. But when it came to BLM, the inciting event for the BLM riots that caused $2 billion in property damage in the United States and set America's race relations on their worst footing in my lifetime, was in fact the railroading of Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd.
Now you hear this weasel. He thinks that convicting that murderer that sat there and looked dead into the camera, like, so what you gonna do about it? He thinks convicting him set race relations back. Now, never mind that, hey, man, we're all citizens, or as they like to say, we're all Americans. Justice was served because we don't want anybody treated that way. No, this idiot thinks race relations was set back by convicting that damn murderer. See, family, this goes to show you something that I and many others have said for years over here on our platforms. These white supremacists never have saw us as human beings. They don't think that we love our children and families the same way they love theirs. I mean, you can't fix that. See, this is what we try to tell these bed bugs and bed wenches out here when they go straddling over there to the male side of the fence. I'm warning you, the greater majority of this country feels just like this little weasel right here, okay? Look at this boy's eyes, man. He is ate up with anti-black racism. The further that he goes on to espouse his views here, you're going to see just how sick these people are. And see, let me talk to the class for a minute. The Ben Shapiro's, okay, and all the rest of them over there that's in the white right sector, because that's where he is, you can't reason with that. You can't reason with the liberal white supremacists, okay? But see, this is what I prefer. I like the racism up front in my face. I don't want it sugar-coated. I don't want you to hide what you're saying. I don't want him censored. I don't want anybody censored. See, that's where I differ from most people. I don't want their platforms taken down at all. No, leave that shit up. Why? Because our people need to see and hear the Ben Shapiro's that no matter what has happened, even after somebody's convicted, they're like, you know what? He should have never went in there anyway. Never mind that he killed somebody and he was supposed to uphold the law. Let's just get him on out of there. Because, see, this isn't the first time that we've heard this type of rhetoric about a convicted race soldier. Remember I got to call him what he is, running around violating women, most of them black. You remember that little Asian and white cop up there, Daniel Holtzclaw? You had people like Michelle Malkin and a couple others, and I think Ben Shapiro too, if I'm not mistaken, advocating for him to be released from prison for what he did. Huh? With the same type of rhetoric, like, guys, just the niggas, it doesn't matter. They're not saying that, but they may as well. You understand? So we're going to get back to hearing why Ben says that he thinks Derek Chauvin should be free. And see, you notice that they didn't give that type of grace to Muhammad Noor for you tethers. Oh, yeah, I haven't forgot about that. Yeah, when he shot Justine Damon in similar fashion to Officer Byrd one time, and he was justified in doing that. Oh, no, that didn't save him from doing prison time, did it? No, it didn't at all. So, tethers, you better listen and learn here tonight. Let's let it continue.
The evidence demonstrates that Derek Chauvin did not, in fact, commit murder of George Floyd. George Floyd was high on fentanyl. He had a significant pre-existing heart condition. George Floyd was saying he could not breathe before he was even out of the car. He was in the car saying he could not breathe.
See, I want you to look at this little weasel, because this is the face of evil right here. Because Ben, if you truly believe that, to see white America, I'm going to give it to you plain. If any of you truly believe that, that means that, okay, that means you're okay with somebody kneeling on your neck for over 9 minutes, no matter what you got, heart condition, how, whatever you on. That means, okay, if somebody kneels on your neck, regardless of what you got in your system, then we can all just say, oh, nah, that didn't contribute to your death. Nah. You can clearly see this on video, you know what I'm saying, at the time when I'm not going to show it tonight, but we remember what we saw. They try to tell us, never believe and don't believe your lying eyes. Believe my truthful mouth here, according to them. That's what they want to say. Huh? This is absolutely insane. And see, you remember one of the things they always try to do, because they did this with Jordan Neely, they always try to bring up a black person's criminal record. And see, this is why white supremacists, you are not fit to rule in any capacity, and why the Most High is winding your time and rulership and leadership down across the world. This is why them birth rates are low. This is a biblical punishment. You don't have to believe me, it is. You are unfit and incapable of producing justice, okay? See, justice would be, according to the laws we have in this land, regardless of any previous crime that somebody committed. That doesn't mean that you are judge, jury, executioner. You're supposed to apprehend that person, take them to jail or whatever until they have their day in court, unless they are a danger to someone else and themselves. George Floyd wasn't trying to kill nobody, nor was our good brother, rest in power, Jordan Neely. He wasn't trying to kill anybody. It took that coward Daniel Penny and 2 other tethers, taco tethers at that, to sit there and restrain this man until they choked him to death. Okay? That's the type of cowards we dealing with, family. And see, according to Ben Shapiro, that's nothing wrong with that. In other words, the only way they will see justice is if it's a black person doing that to a white person. We just got to call it what it is. And then, hey, now, it doesn't matter what they were arrested for. You can't do that to them. That's how they would all be talking. We know that for a fact. We know that for a fact. But see, this right here, I'm going to tell you something. The reason why America can't truly be great again for the MAGA people, you can't make America great again by practicing injustice. You really a stumbling block to what this nation is supposed to be every time you deny everybody justice, specifically black people. Just imagine what kind of country we would live in if you really were about producing justice across the board. One standard for everybody, not 2 different sets of rules based on race for people. But see, your Ben Shapiro's, I'm telling you now, your time is up. The worst things you practice towards God's chosen people, yes, my people, the worst things you practice towards black folks in this country, the greater your punishment is going to be. Let's let it continue.
Chauvin, for large segments of even the tape that was shown, had his knee on George Floyd's shoulder or back, not on his neck. The autopsy of George Floyd showed that he had no damage to his trachea.
See how they just make up bold-faced lies? This is what we call a pathological liar. Because if you go and look up the actual report, not the little parts they try to cherry pick and read the whole thing, it does show damage to his neck. And the medical examiner already said that's what it was, a homicide. I don't need to go and rehash all of that. Look, we've already put all the documents out there. Hell, I put the report up on my Patreon, so you can find it over there. If you can't find it anywhere else, you'll definitely find it over there. But see, this type of lying right here, just over and over, telling the same lie. And see, this, look, for their version of getting on code, it's always predicated around everybody tell the same lie often, over and over again, no matter how much anybody debunks it, everybody just tell the same lie over and over and over again. And then they wonder why we tend to take a viewpoint of like, we don't trust you and we don't want you anywhere around us. Those of us with sense. Now, tell us they want to be up under you. They think you the greatest thing since sliced bread. Never mind that you devastated and colonized their homelands. They just love you to life. They're suicidal. You can't fix stupid, nor am I in the business of trying. But my people, we don't trust you as far as we can throw this planet because you are irredeemably evil, the greater majority of you. And I'm even talking to the ones of you that's not running around here calling nobody an N-word or trying to physically harm black people. You in the same boat because you will sit there and see the Ben Shapiro's practice this type of wickedness and you won't do anything to call it out or stop it. So that makes you complicit as well. So let it continue.
Probably George Floyd died of excited delirium. There were no accusations, even at trial, that Derek Chauvin had committed a hate crime against George Floyd or that he targeted George Floyd because of his race. Nonetheless,
Ben Shapiro, you lying bag of dog shit. It's proven that they had prior contact with each other because they both worked at a nightclub as bouncers and they had some type of altercation or run in there. So you really gonna say, because see, this is why I said first degree murder. This was premeditated. Premeditated, self-explanatory. He already had some type of grudge against him. And, you know, regardless of whatever happened that day, they did not have to kill that man. Because see, let's just go back since he wants to talk about why he thinks Derek Chauvin, the murderer, should be released. Family, they always love to tell you how hard and how difficult and how unsafe being a police officer is. And by the way, that's a lie. That's one of the safest jobs in America. You got body armor, you got weapons of all different calibers, you got radios, you got helicopters, you got a SWAT team. You can call in if that's not enough. You got riot shields. Okay, you got, thanks to Barack Obama and the 1033 program, you got militarized police vehicles and equipment. But now when you compare it to really dangerous jobs, a lumberjack, okay, a crab boat fisherman, a lineman that's out here working with power lines, okay, things of that nature. Hell, even a sewer worker is more dangerous than that. You're dealing with all types of chemicals going down there for those of you that don't know about that type of job, okay? I mean, you got plenty of jobs that are far more dangerous than being a police officer / race soldier today, all right? But see, now, since he wants to advocate for why Chauvin should be released, let's look at what happened that day because, okay, you had Derek Chauvin, and then you had 3 other officers helping him restrain this man. Now, George Floyd was a fairly decent-sized brother. I want to say I would give him between 6'3", something like that, 6'2", 6'3", something like pretty big guy. But they already had the cuffs on him, and you got 3 other people. So you mean to tell me that 4 men couldn't handle that 1 man and put him in that police car? He shouldn't have been on the pavement, ground, nothing. If you just got to arrest this man, 4 y'all. Now, granted, the other 3 officers, they weren't Olympic weightlifters and nothing like that, but damn it, that's 4 men altogether. So now, if you too weak and too much of a pussy to do your damn job, 4 men, then you don't need to have the badge. See, to be honest with you, man, these race soldier departments need to be completely emptied and built from the ground up. And you know what the standard litmus test should be? We need to have a traditional masculinity test. You shouldn't be allowed to join a police department if you're a fucking coward, okay? You shouldn't be in any type of enforcement position if you're a coward. See, that's just in my world, okay? That's in the world that if I had it my way, yeah, you would have to have some type of manhood test about yourself, okay? And people in your community will have to vouch for you to even be able to get that job, all right? But see, they had 4 people and they couldn't restrain this man, so they had to resort to killing him instead. You know how much of a coward that made you white supremacists look the world over? Because if you think about why everything popped off when our people, foundational Black American freedmen, turned this motherfucker up, look at how it caught fire around the world, because everybody began to look at you for the cowards that you are. And see, Ben Shapiro, you actually doing Donald Trump a disservice, because see, you got to understand something. The world has not forgot that image. To truth be told, I'll tell you something. You can tell me if you think I'm right or wrong about this, family. The beginning of the decline of America's standing as far as on the global stage began with that 2020 uprising. And after what they did to George Floyd, because nobody respects a coward. You understand? Nobody respects a coward. So this is why you saw them protesting in different countries around the world after they saw what happened. Huh? And you gonna try to tell us that foundational Black American freedmen over here don't have any influence across the world? Okay. Whatever make you feel better at night, Ben Shapiro. Let's let it continue.
Nonetheless, on the basis of extraordinarily scanty evidence, and despite the fact that there was massive pressure on the jury, that the mayor of Minneapolis paid a settlement to the George Floyd family immediately, that the president of the United States suggested that Derek Chauvin was guilty right off the bat, that the jurors were being openly threatened and admitted as much. Despite all of that, Derek Chauvin was convicted on federal charges and pled guilty to federal charges. Derek Chauvin should, in fact, be pardoned on that. We will be covering that a lot more in coming weeks, because I think it is worthwhile to remember that there is a man who is rotting in prison because the media decided in the middle of 2020 that they were going to turn a tragic law enforcement stop that ended with the death of a man who had a significant problem with drugs and pre-existing health problems.
See, Ben Shapiro and the rest of white supremacist America, here's the problem with him taking this stance on this. You all know down to your rotten, irredeemable souls that if there were Black people talking the same way about an incident that a Black police officer committed upon anybody in white society, you would not be accepting of this type of rhetoric. You would be irate, you would be tearing things up, or you would be out for blood. You would. So see, the irredeemable evil part of this is to be willing to sit up here and say this, knowing that nobody in your community will be acceptable of that happened to their loved one. You wouldn't be acceptable of that, Ben Shapiro, even if it happened to somebody in your family. You know you wouldn't. You know you wouldn't. Your family wouldn't be accepting of that if somebody decided to do that to you, you little weasel. So see, that goes to show you, again, they don't consider us human beings. They think that it's okay to do that, and they've been thinking it's been cute to do that. But see, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to say it again. If you do claim to believe in any type of deity, because it can't be the same deity that most Black people claim to pray to or serve, but if you claim to believe in any type of deity, white supremacists, you better stop and take a look around at all this calamity that's befalling you, because I got news for you. No matter what Donald Trump does, he's not going to be able to save you from God's judgment, okay? You might have made him your orange idol, but he's not going to be able to stop what's coming for you. Let me go ahead and make it further clear, okay? Besides your dwindling birth rates worldwide, because you're only 7% of the global population, and steady declining everywhere, especially in this nation, let me just go ahead and spell it out for you. After you gone, the rest of us will be here. You won't. And it will be your own fault by way of your wicked deeds like this. See, look, I'm going to tell you something. For regular white people that are not white supremacists, now is the time for you to repent of your actions. And I'm not trying to be a preacher. I am not a saint myself, but I'm just warning you. You will not be able to say that no one has told you about this. And salute to my good brother, Seven Scales, for the PayPal. Thank you very much, my good man. You will not be able to say that no one has told you about this, not only in the modern era, but I mean in times past. Whether you look at Dr. Martin Luther King, he came preaching nonviolence and peace, you killed him. Then Malcolm X came and said, by any means necessary, still trying to get you to turn from your wicked ways, you killed him. Every one of God's people that has been sent, men or women, you have had to kill, showing that you are the furthest thing from God's children. So it doesn't matter whether you listen to me or not. It doesn't matter whether you like me or not. I could care less about what you like with me. I'm telling you that the sands of the hourglass for you and your people are running out. And the more that you keep doing this, the faster you're going to accelerate it. Some of you get it. I'll admit that. I've seen some white people like, hey, man, this is ridiculous. Derek Chauvin is where he belongs. He committed murder. We are not on that. So I will acknowledge the fewer white folks that I've seen doing that. But see, that's not the greater majority of the country. I just have to tell the truth. Only thing I can tell the regular white folks that are not for that and that are actually for justice across the board for all people, you better keep separating yourself from this so that you may be spared depending on how the Most High decides to handle that judgment, because what's coming to your community is not going to be pretty. Let's let it continue.
Into the raison d'etre of the entire 2020 election. And it led to vast chaos. It led to, again, the destruction of racial comedy in the United States, $2 billion in property damage, and a guy rotting in prison.
Let me touch on that racial comedy part that he just said. Basically what that is, okay, now we during that time period, they were afraid to run around telling the N-word jokes and stuff because they knew that that was a very sensitive time in Black America. And we were looking for any excuse to tear off in your ass. And so that's what he meant. So now it kind of ties into what I've been telling you with all the we're back talk. We're back. I'm like, okay. See, let me say something else to the we're back crowd too. You would think that if you're so intelligent and if your IQ is so high, being that the history in this country has been racially tense due to mainly y'all don't want to produce justice and pay these reparations and everything and to undo some of the wrongs that your forefathers and forebears have committed. You would think that when things start to get on a somewhat stable plane, you wouldn't keep rocking the boat and poking the bear. But you always prove that you are unworthy of giving the benefit of the doubt, because as soon as you feel like you up again, and in this case, because your boy Donald Trump got back in office, you start going back to your old ways. And see, this is why I, for one, I tend to go with what my great-grandfather always told the family. Okay, he always said, hey, if they little pink, thin earthworm lips are moving, then they lying. Check, triple check, and quadruple check everything that they tell you. That old man was very wise with those words that we all follow in this family to this day, okay, on both sides of my family, all right? So, I mean, see, this is the sad thing. Even if somebody wanted to try to argue against what I'm saying, your actions have been consistent in past and present, and it will be in the future, because see, here's the damning thing about it. No matter how much you try to take out of the school books and how much curriculum you try to raise and rewrite history, the problem stands on its face is, okay, how are the same white supremacists, how do you have the same white supremacist views from the time of the early 40s, 50s, and 60s during the time of Bull Connor, Frank Rizzo? How is it that your children, the Kyle Rittenhouses and the Daniel Pennies, still practice the same anti-black racism that their forefathers and forebearers practiced during decades prior? You see, because it's passed down like a family heirloom. Nobody can argue that. Nobody can argue that, because see, you would think that if it was just, okay, that was just that prior time, the little phrase that they were men of their time, okay, quotes. If that was the case and it was just, okay, that's the way society was, then why is it still the same stuff going on today if it wasn't being passed down? Family, I've told y'all, you better believe that they've got family members that have Klan robes put up. In fact, the business, I'm going to see if I can post that on Patreon after we get finished with this broadcast tonight. They got family members that's got Klan robes hidden, put up. You think that they don't know who the elders in their family are that was a part of the Klan back then? I'm talking about back in its heyday. You think they don't know that? You don't think that they're family heroes? Well, I'm talking about when they all together, there's no black people around. Huh? Man, listen, boy, this is why we try to tell you, tellers, man, you come over here trying to school us on things. We know what we dealing with over here. It's you that's out there in the dark. Let's let it continue.
Who the evidence demonstrates certainly was not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in that case. If we're going to talk about delivering pardons, President Trump, I think, should really seriously consider pardoning on federal charges. He can't pardon on state charges Derek Chauvin, who is convicted of the murder of George Floyd.
All right, so the Weasel has given you what his assessment is and what he wants to see happen, but Well, old Weasel, this is one thing I will give the Orange Man credit for because, you know, like I said, when the Orange Man does something right, I'll give him credit. When he does something wrong, I'm going to critique him. The same thing I did with the Democrats, okay? So the Orange Man, and I don't even think he had to be advised of this, that would be very stupid to even pardon him on federal charges, and I'm going to tell you why. We all know that the stuff that the Orange Man is doing is not sincere towards black society. He's not doing these little token gestures because we've yet to see any hard tangibles yet. Now, I will give it credit. If he does this thing that he's talking about doing, where if you are a convicted felon, he's going to say, okay, hey, if you've been out for 12 years or better, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we're going to restore all your rights and, you know, wipe out your criminal record. Okay, that's good. That would indirectly help our community. All of us are not criminals, but since Biden had the 94 crime bill, you know, that would undo some of the wrongs that have been done. And that would be a good way to build on the First Step Act. See, Trump needs to focus on local things at home here instead of all this stuff abroad. But he did get this right because per the New York Post, Trump says he's not considering pardon for Derek Chauvin and George Floyd murder. OK, so in case you know, the words are not good enough for you, I'm going to let you hear the Orange Man himself say this, okay? So Ben Shapiro is going to cry because, see, Donald Trump isn't stupid. He knows that if he did that, that will really destroy the political capital he's hoping to gain. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, well, GBS, what do you mean the political capital he's hoping to gain? Let me explain something to you. Even though black people are not the GOP's main voter base, when it comes to elections, you want to attract new voters, not just the same base. Now, why is that? Because during an election, you want to ensure that, okay, not only do I got my base, I want to make sure I'm over the top because you never know what can happen when it comes down to the popular vote and the electoral college, especially. Okay. So if you can secure, at least in the popular vote, as many, you know what I'm saying, black people as you can, that's always good. Now, if Trump was to go and turn around and pardon Derek Chauvin with the federal sentence, even though that would mean he's not getting out, he would still have to serve the state sentence, that would really just destroy any of the political gestures that you've made here with symbolism. So that, you know, he's got that part right. He might not be the sharpest orange in the fruit basket, but he got that part right. I want you to listen to what he had to say about this, though.
Are calling on you to pardon Derek Chauvin. Are you considering pardoning Derek Chauvin?
No, I haven't even heard about it. No.
Mr. President, on peace.
I haven't heard that.
In the first,
Your allies are calling on you to pardon Derek Chauvin. Are you considering pardoning Derek Chauvin?
No, I haven't even heard about it. No.
Mr. President, on peace.
I haven't heard that.
In the first.
Now, you heard the Orange Man, so I'm going to tell you what I saw right there, okay, from what he said, and said right there in that little short clip. Basically, he's trying to do what he did with the Project 2025 deal. He's like, listen, I didn't write that. That's the Heritage Foundation. Now, I know a lot of Democrats are crying and trying to fearmonger. See, he is doing stuff out of Project 2025. And I'm like, no, nobody's scared of that. You're not going to be able to use that. Nobody's going to be running around like chickens with their head cut off and running back to vote for no Democrats because of, I don't care if he did all of it, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he did. We are not going to be voting for free for either side. We're in the political middle. You want to get our votes, you better come with the tangibles. But see, the smart thing to do here is to do what he's doing, and hopefully he'll stay the course and be like, hey, man, listen, no, I'm not doing that. It's not going to be me. Now, a lot of people are like, you know, the we back crowd. I know what you're thinking. Well, he should be able to do it. This is his last 4 years anyway. And see, you, the we back crowd, are politically stupid because if he did that, do you understand that that will create a political nightmare for J.D. Vance or whoever's going to run behind him? Can you imagine that? Like I said, you won't attract any new black voters like that. Even if some of the Sambos will have sense. Look, you think I'm wrong about that? Remember Diamond and Silk, and I forget which one of them sisters passed, but y'all know that they was big on the buck dancing, okay? But both of them, you know, when both of them was living, they even said that was a bridge too far, co-signing that George Floyd died of fentanyl stuff, and you know it wasn't the knee on his neck. They didn't even co-sign that. So I give credit where credit's due. You know, I'm fair over here on this channel, okay? So now even if they had sense enough not to co-sign that, you think of the sitting president of the United States that's using this term to try to undo a lot of the damage of the Biden administration, you think he's going to actually just go out there and just commit political suicide for the future running mates while he's got these 4 years? See, these 4 years are not only to undo what I just said, but to try to set the next person running behind you up so that, hey, man, all you got to do is just get in the car and keep it on the road. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully he will stick to his guns on that, because I'm going to tell you something. Even though he wouldn't be getting out from the federal sentence being pardoned, that would not be a good look in this country, man. I mean, you sometimes you see the problem with the white supremacist extremists. They really don't understand that you are not in a position where you can just do whatever you want to black people. Your only saving grace, I'm going to tell you what your only saving grace is in this country with black folks. And really Americans in general, when you just look at how the corrupt government here works as far as stealing taxpayer dollars, etc. But we'll just keep it in our community. Your only saving grace, that's the common denominator in all areas, is that a lot of people in society today are inundated with entertainment, and they use that as a pacifier or a distraction away from actually focusing on the things that's wrong. See, look, I'm going to tell you how you know I'm right about that. Remember how they was rushing during the pandemic to get all the concerts and the stadiums back full and open? You know why? Because what you don't understand is that's a big part of how this government keeps people mentally stagnant and distracted while they do all manner of things that nobody would tolerate. See, we're supposed to have a democracy, but it runs like a monarchy. And the irony of that is the Europeans, because that's what they are, that fled from the UK and came over here, they said that they didn't want to be under a monarchy. Now, the last time I checked, that those that are politically elected by us, they're supposed to be public servants. They're not supposed to tell us what to do. We're supposed to tell them what to do. Now, last time I checked, nobody in my chat room, chances are you didn't vote to have any of your money sent to Ukraine and all these other places. They should have to come and sign off on that with us. And see, I'm going to tell you something. For anybody to try to act as if I'm reaching with that, watch how simple I made this. Family, every one of us that are adults in here listening to this broadcast tonight, or if you catch it on the playback, every one of us that are adults, we have bills that come every month. So just like they send bills to our mailboxes every month, okay, or electronically, however you have your bills set up to receive them, they should send us forms where it's like, hey, coming up this quarter, do you support us sending tax dollars to Ukraine? We should have to send it, just like they send bills every month. They should send us things to fill out and say, no, I don't support that. I vote again. I want you to vote against that. Who here agrees with that? Who here agrees with my assessment on that? But they're supposed to be public servants, right? Last time we checked, yes. So if that's what they are, they should send us things and ask our input on where you send our money, because it's our money. It's not theirs. Congress is supposed to do what we tell them to do, not what they want to do with our money. We should have to be informed every month in this country. We should be sent paperwork, or they should contact us. Hey, we want to give XYZ money to so-and-so to save the rainforest. Man, fuck that rainforest. Let them figure it out. That's not us. I mean, because I'm going to tell you, that financial aid stuff going to other people, boy, I would set that up where you got to either trade us something in exchange. It will be equivalent exchange. Or you're going to have to like really be in serious need. You're going to have to really be in serious need before I give you my country's taxpayer dollars, okay? Because, see, this is why a lot of them have gotten spoiled on that. And we got to call it what it is. I've already showed y'all that most of that aid is puppet bribe money. We're just going to be 100% honest about that, okay? But again, like I said, if Trump is smart, he'll stick to his guns on that and leave that situation alone. It's not wise to continue trying to poke a sore spot because, see, nobody's forgotten about that. You better understand that just because black people have kind of tried to go on after that and kind of just continue our lives, it's in the back of everybody's mind now because you keep doing things like letting Daniel Penny off the hook. Let me tell the We Back crowd something else, okay? When you let Daniel Penny go, I hope you understand that black people across the country are like, okay, this is how it is. So from now on, if one of you is in public somewhere acting erratic, you just might get dealt with, okay? Because these are the rules that you want to play by. You better understand that just as Jesus said, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is the rules you've set now. These are the rules we playing by. So we back crowd, I'm trying to tell you, keep playing, keep poking the bear with these things. But see, family, we not done yet because now we got to get into some other things. I want to show y'all something. Oh yeah. I want to show y'all something. We all saw this young brother right here, yeah? Okay, we all saw this young brother right here. Now, this is the young man, okay, DJ Daniel, that, you know, God bless him, man. Hopefully, I hope he's cured of the brain cancer. He had brain cancer. He had several surgeries. And, you know, I guess one of his dreams was to be a police officer. And believe it or not, when a lot of us were kids, a lot of black people, before we understood what we know now, a lot of us wanted to be police officers. So I don't know what type of family the young man comes from or what they teaching him or how they are or anything. Don't have that information. Any of you that know can fill me in the chat room. But, you know, they've been trying to use him as like a political, you know what I'm saying, football, and holding him up as a symbolic way of saying, see, look at this precious little black boy that wants to be a cop. And, you know, I'm going to show you this video here, like, you know, what they trying to make a big deal out of in case you haven't seen it. Check this out.
Oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky. So you on your phone? You about to go what? Jail? Bitch ass back for real. Sir. Arrest her! Well, oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky.
And tonight, DJ, we're going.
Okay, so now that's what the little kids were doing. They was being kids. Kids always, you know, crack jokes on people. Kids always, you know what I'm saying, pick on kids like when they're kids. Okay, well, that's normal. Okay. Now, you know, they didn't beat him up from what we understand. Nobody said that anyway. They didn't harass him as far as like physically and harm the little guy. They were being kids. I mean, if you a kid running around here, man, in like a little uniform, it didn't even have to be a police officer uniform. If you of that size, because you know what I'm saying, you know, pretty, you know, sizable, you know, little kid there, you know what I'm saying, got a little bit of height on him. He ain't super tall, but he's a big kid, so to speak. Now, if you got that type of size on you as a kid, let's just say he was running around in a Power Ranger uniform. Okay, yeah, you're going to get clowned, man. I mean, people going to crack jokes, all right? That's just a part of our community. It's jokes going to be cracked on you. So I do agree with that assessment that a lot of people have said. You know what I'm saying? So what they looking at, though, with the Republicans, oh, look how they're mean they're being because he's for law and order, this, that, the third. So before the orange man goes and gives him this commendation here, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to save that. I'm going to let him say what he's going to say, and then I'm going to make a point about this. Since they claim to care about black children so much, I'm going to let the orange man say what he's going to say, and you're going to see what he's going to do for the young man. And like I said, you know, I get what they're trying to do here, so Republicans, don't think you slick with this, because the point that I'm going to make after your orange president speaks here, I'm going to call you out on your hypocrisy. Let it play.
To do you the biggest honor of them all, I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
What a good-looking family, huh?
There's one more thing I got for you, a big hug.
Okay, good. That's very nice. Look at that family you got, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very nice. How are you? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. That was a big evening last night, right?
Yes, it was.
That was a big evening.
Okay, so you saw, you know, what the orange man did for him. You know what I'm saying? Look, I get it. You know, that probably made the young man feel, you know what I'm saying, very special, being at everything he survived. And if that's what he wants to be when he grows up as a police officer. So I can get how that, you know, try to boost his spirits. But let's be honest, this was not some altruistic thing that they did for the benefit of that young man. No, it wasn't, because I'm going to show you why, okay? Oh, I'm about to show you why. I surely am. Let me go ahead and take this banner down because I want y'all to be able to see the point that I'm about to make here. So, Republicans, you say you care about little black kids, huh? Oh, well, who is this now? Republicans, let me talk to you. We back people. Yeah, because a lot of you we back people cheering for that. Remember Tamir Rice? We haven't forgotten about our young black foundational black American child. We hadn't forgot about him. Oh, yeah. What happened to Tamir Rice? Remember? Who knows what he wanted to be when he grew up, but one of your race soldiers killed this little child for playing with a toy gun that was clearly a toy gun. And then you lied and said that he was pointing at people. When you saw the footage, he just pulled up and got out the car and shot this young boy in his face. Huh? Where do we back people at now that's praising this young man right here for actually being a cancer survivor? Do they have the same type of empathy? See, this is how you call them out on their bullshit. But I'm not done. Oh, no, I am not done. No. Because, see, you know, Tamir Rice, rest his soul, man, he's no longer here. Well, we back people. Where you at for this? Oh, yeah, I'm not going to play the video, but we all know what this is, don't we? In case those of you that don't know what this is, I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard about the situation in Florida where that little 3-year-old baby was put face down on the ground, okay? Her and her mother down there at gunpoint by these cowardly fucking race soldiers. Now, I've heard the story and the report about what they say transpired, but this is what doesn't make sense for me. If you was looking for a man with a gun and she's out walking with her child by herself and that guy's not present, what are you running up on her with weapons for? Shouldn't you be trying to find that guy with the gun that they say they were looking for after they had that altercation at that store with that employee or whatever? See, this right here is the cowardly stuff that we're talking about, because they love trying to intimidate women and children. See, look, the goal of this, you better understand that these old ass race soldiers sitting up here with this little child on the ground with her mother. The goal is to terrify and traumatize black children. They want our children to be afraid, scared to death, mentally conditioned to be traumatized. Little white children don't ever have to worry about this. When's the last time any of y'all seen a race soldier have a little white child 3 years old lay face down like this, huh? Can somebody tell me that? I've never seen it. Have any of you in my chat room seen it? Please do enlighten me. Have any of you ever seen anywhere during your lifetime a little 3-year-old white child having to lay face down on the ground while race soldiers got guns pointed at them? Because they know what they're doing with that. Because right now, let's reverse the situation. If these were black officers, yes, I'm going to keep doing that. If these were black officers and this was little Tiffany and little Allison laying down on the ground 3 years old, man, they would be calling for them people's heads. I posit one better to you. If black officers was doing this to white people, especially with a little 3-year-old white child, man, the whole neighborhood would come out there and intervene in that. And what's that saying? That, look, that's communicating something to us, family, because it's going to get to a point we're going to have to shut that shit down ourselves. Okay? We are. I mean, look, people can feel how they want to feel about it. I've said this before many times. Anytime the women or the children of a nation are under attack, that's a declaration of war, man. That's a declaration of war. Anytime that happens to your women and your children. So I'm talking to my brothers, man. It's up to us. We're going to have to make some decisions about how we choose to shut this shit down, because at some point, after you've done all the marching and done all the talking, now you got to put it in a language that people understand. And what's understood don't need to be explained. So I've never seen them have a little white child, 3 years old, on the ground at gunpoint, threatening them and yelling commands and all of that. Yeah, man, bunch of dirtbags. But see, we back crowd. Where you at for these two little black children here that I just showed you? I need to hear you talking about them. You support them too? Because see, I know what you made of, we back crowd. You look at little black children as an infestation or parasites. I know how you really think. See, unlike some of our people in our community, I call you out for what you are. You can't hurt my feelings. I understand you are irredeemably evil, and I will keep saying that. So we back, Crowder. Are you going to co-sign that? What about justice for them? And see, reason why I have this picture back up on the screen of Elon Musk right up here, okay? Let me show you why I say, and I entitled this broadcast, The Anti-Black Ties That Bind, okay? We're going to thread some needles here tonight because we're not done yet. Family, this is what a lot of people are really kind of concerned about as far as Elon Musk's influence over the Trump administration, White House. He's got a vendetta against South Africa because they won't let him put that Starlink system over there, because one of the rules with South Africa is you have to partner with one of their companies up to 30%. They have to have at least a 30% stake in your company before they let you come over there like that to undo some of the wrong that was done during apartheid. And since he was an apartheid brat, him and his father, he doesn't like that. Okay, so they won't let him put Starlink over there without those conditions being met. The rest of Africa is going along with it. Now, let me talk to the continental Africans over there. Y'all gonna do what you want to do, but a great show of solidarity would have been, okay, if you're not going to partner with South Africa the way they say on their terms, then you can't put Starlink over here either. But nah, they the rest of them countries go to show you how they're not on code and not practicing Pan-Africanism. For all you Pan-Africanists out there, they're not practicing Pan-Africanism by saying, hey, if you're not going to do business with our sister country, you can't do business with us either. See, this is the lack of unity that they have over there. So that would send a strong message to him that, hey, man, you can't put it in any African nation if you're not going to play ball. What you do to one of us, you got to do to all of us. I wish they had that type of unity over there. Touch one of us anywhere, fight us all everywhere, but we can see that's not the case. So that's a bit of backstory on what his beef is with South Africa, all right? So now let's read the lie, because, you know, he done told Donald Trump this lie. And I'm like, man, have you even been over to South Africa? There's no white genocide over there. I've been there. Them people live like divine royalty over there. I'm telling you. I'm not the only one that have said it. Many of us that have been over there, we are telling you now, white people are very fucking comfortable over there. They are not afraid of any damn thing. They control the economy between them and the East Indians. They running things. Only the poor ones are going to take the orange man up on this. But see, we're going to read this and then I'm going to elaborate further on this. So this is from Donald Trump's Truth Social account. South Africa is being terrible. Plus, to long-time farmers in the country, they are confiscating their land and farms, and much worse than that, a bad place to be right now. We are stopping all federal funding, and that's a good thing actually. To go a step further, any farmer with family, in parentheses, from South Africa seeking to flee that country for reasons of safety will be invited to the United States of America with a rapid pathway to citizenship. This process will begin immediately. Well, here's the thing. Only the poor ones over there would take him up on that offer, because the rich ones, and there are many of them over there, let me tell you something, that load shedding stuff that go on in South Africa, where the power go out for an hour, two, sometime a day or so at a time, white folks don't deal with that over there. Whether they have their own generators or they sit up on the good side of the power grid where, hey, they can sit over there and just come outside their house and laugh at all the black people across the street that's in the dark. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being facetious when I tell you that. I have seen it with my own eyes, okay? You understand me? Yeah, that's what they living like. Yes, the president is black. The majority of the people are black, but the people that control the economy are the white Boers and the East Indians. So basically, it's like, yeah, okay, you can run that little symbolic government stuff, but we got to control this money and this land. You understand? That's their situation. That's why we call it reverse America. It's basically America with a black majority in government, but the white folks and the East Indians control the economy. And most of the land over there, that shout out to Julius Malema and the EFL, they're trying to fight to get back. So, okay, Donald Trump, if you so worried about South Africa and land confiscation, because basically it's just returning them people's land back that to the rightful owners from where they stole. Those people are not indigenous to that land. The Boers come from the Netherlands. But Donald Trump, I'm glad that you're making such a big deal about confiscating land, because that means that you're against eminent domain over here when it comes to Foundation of Black American Freedmen, right? And see, these are the things we need to press them with, because I told you all, we press both administrations over here. So the next time any of us get a chance to talk to them, we'll be like, okay, that's good. I'm glad you said that you have a problem with land being confiscated in other nations, because charity starts at home and justice starts at home. So that means that the brothers and sisters down here in Georgia, the way they're trying to take their land, I need you to step up and intervene just like you intervening for the boys way over there, Mr. Trump. I need you to do that, okay? Yeah, we're going to bring this to your attention. Oh, every chance we get, we're going to stay on you. So I'm glad that, see, this is what I like. A lot of people, this is why I don't like anybody censored. I want you to talk. I want you to go on record and run your mouth. So now we're like, oh, okay, gotcha. All right, so this is how you really feel. Cool. So these are the rules that we're going to play by then, and we're going to hold you to that, because you can't be for that in another country and not be for it over here. Huh? Come on, Trump. Yeah. Yeah. So this is where we got to go with that, family. And see, you know, like I said, the poor ones will come over here, but the rich ones, they're not finna leave all that. They are in the divine lap of luxury over there. Why do you think that every time you get on planes, for those of us that travel, you see all these alabaster people on these planes going to whatever African country you can name? Because they know, unfortunately, when they get over there, they're going to be worshiped and treated like divine royalty. That's just a fact. That's not me being facetious or trying to crack jokes. It is what it is. That's the truth. Don't believe me? You take your own trip over there and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. The younger generation are trying to change things, but unfortunately, they got a long way to go. So see, here's my assessment on this Donald Trump-Elon Musk relationship. In July, once the Doge audits are finished, it would be good to just go ahead and part ways with him. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when he would have pulled that Nazi salute, it wouldn't even got to the point of him coming to the Oval Office with his little disrespectful kid. I would have told him, I was like, listen, man, we're going to let you do the artist, but you can't be back on camera no more. I can't be seen with you on camera. Do your thing. Go ahead and get your job done. And July, that's the end of that, okay? That would have been the smart thing to do if you just going to have this jackass up here, because, see, I got to agree. I never thought I would say this. I got to agree with old white supremacist Steve Bannon. He's not one of us. He's an outsider. And I know Steve Bannon wasn't sincere when he made them comments, but he is right nonetheless. Elon Musk is not one of us. He is not an American. I don't count that naturalized stuff as one of us. No, you're an outsider. Americans need to handle American business. Now, if white folks had any sense, they would be making a lot more noise about that, because, see, here's the problem. And let me talk to the we back people again, because I want them to be clear on who I'm addressing here. We back people. Just like you were vocal about getting Vivek Ramaswamy out the paint, you better tighten up and have that same vitriol for him. Because, see, the number one issue that I really don't agree with Elon on is that H-1B visa crap. Because I know why he's doing that. He wants to get more cheap East Indian labor over here for his factories and companies. Nah, man, if we going to make America great again and secure these borders, we need to clamp down on all that illegal immigration. And though that's illegal, we don't need no more immigration of any kind. We full. We got enough people over here to do every job over here. We don't need to import nobody else. The only thing that needs to be done is pay people a working living wage. Now, this is the richest man in the world off of American subsidies, by the way, okay? American government contracts made him get that way. He couldn't get rich over there in his homeland in South Africa. Well, basically semi-homeland, because he doesn't belong over there either. But he couldn't get wealthy over there where his pappy is, okay? Not to the point where he's the richest man in the world. You had to come over here to do that off of American money, okay? That's how you got your wealth. So for you to come over here and then call yourself trying to interfere in the affairs of this country, I'm going to tell you, white folks, if you're smart, you really clamp down on that. You will give him the Vivek Ramaswamy treatment and let him know that, hey, man, nope. And you think about it. You the richest man in the world and you still trying to get cheap labor. Yes, payroll is going to be your biggest expenditure if you have a business. I understand that myself. But damn it, when you got it like that and you still trying to cut corners, see, that go to show you what type of individual this is. Just like when I did that egg space talking about his baby daddyism fetish that he got going on, huh? Yeah, but see, Trump, I'm telling you, this is going to be a liability, because the stupid stuff that he called himself trying to do with this, I'm going to play Afrikaner in America routine, because that's what he's doing. It's going to ruin some things politically. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think Trump have enough sense to see that shit. Like, yeah, y'all might kick it and enjoy each other's company hey, to make all kind of white supremacist jokes when you ain't no mics around and you in private. But Trump, you understand politics now. You wasn't a politician before you ran, but you are now. And you understand that this idiot could do a lot of damage to your political party's career and anybody coming behind you if you don't rein this jackass in. I'm telling you, he is a liability. But we'll see what happens. We're going to keep our eye on things. We're going to keep our eye on things. I know one thing, though. For any of you South Africans coming over here, you boys, you better learn that we ain't black South Africans, okay? We not finna sit up here after you do some anti-black racist shit to us and sit up there and have no long drawn conversation with you. We gonna have a conversation with you, all right, but it ain't gonna be the kind that you thinking about. We gonna put it in a language where you can understand. You're gonna realize that you on American soil. If you're over here listening and you're a white South African and you're a boy, I advise you to catch the beginning of my broadcast where the good brother Cat Williams was explaining some things about America, okay? No said. We're going to continue right along, though, family, because we got to analyze something else here and tie these anti-black ties together here.
We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we're going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond. And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Okay, so now I let that speech play without interrupting him for a reason. I'm going to tell you why. Now you hear where he's talking, okay? Oh, you got these grandiose plans for golden ages of America, making America great again, this, that, the third. Trump, you got a golden opportunity to actually do some good things despite the judgment that's upon your people, because I don't care what you do, you're not going to fix that. That's not going to be fixed. But in the meantime, before that happens, you do have an opportunity to try to do some type of good. Maybe that will help soften the face of the Most High if you go ahead and pay our people these reparations out of these Doe's findings. You got the money that can no longer be used as an excuse in any capacity. I would recommend doing that. But if you don't, let's look at it on the lower end of things. All right. You do have the opportunity to actually have the courage to stand up to your white supremacist base and rein in some of this goofball stuff that they going on. Because, see, he's playing a careful tightrope balancing act. He don't want to piss them off. But at the same time, he ain't really trying to check them. So he kind of trying to stay in the middle of the road. This is why you see him, like, bringing on people like the black woman who he pardoned and made her the pardon czar. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, look, I see the chess moves he's playing. When he fired that black general, he hired her. Okay, so he'll do something that look like, oh man, he did that 30. Democrats get cited, and then he'll go and make a counter move here. Same thing, parading that little black boy around. DJ Daniel, like, again, shout out to his family. God bless him. I hope his health is good. But I understand how they was trying to use him. And see, let me say this to my people, whether you Democrats or Republicans. This is what we trying to move away from on the black grassroots. We don't want people just using us for opportunities and photo ops. Nah, we got to have some tangibles come along with that. Okay? All this symbolism, I need more tangibles than symbolism. And we saying that to whoever's in office, all right? So I just want to make that clear. But see, we got to deal with some other anti-blackness. Now, I covered some of this on Patreon, so I'm not going to go into full detail about all of it. But we got to talk about a little bit more anti-blackness here. So I'm going to delve into this because it kind of ties into the broadcast tonight in a different direction. It's going to kind of come back over to our community. I want y'all to check this out.
New mugshot released for 25-year-old Hannah Cobb, facing felony involuntary manslaughter charges in the shooting death of 30-year-old Telvin Osborne. This after the community and social media erupted this week after no immediate arrest was made in this case. According to a Burke County incident report, deputies responded to Western Estates on 4 Points Road Sunday morning for a gunshot wound. At the home, they found 30-year-old Telvin Osborne shot in the upper chest. Deputies say the suspect, Hannah Cobb, called deputies and was applying pressure to the wound when they arrived. Cobb told deputies her and Osborne had been out all night and recently got home. Cobb told deputies in the report she was checking her firearm as they do every night. That's when the gun went off, hitting Osborne. Cobb told deputies she thought the gun was unsafe while checking it.
The case required a considerable amount of time and attention to detail, ensuring that there was a comprehensive inquiry, a thorough sifting of the evidence, and we have filed appropriate charges.
According to Sheriff Alfonso Williams, there's been misinformation spread about the case, including the suspect cleaning the weapon when it went off.
At no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon.
He did say alcohol was involved in the shooting, and they're not listing this as accidental. He also said there was an altercation with some, quote, pushing and shoving before the incident happened.
It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into an argument.
I asked the sheriff if Cobb turned herself in or if deputies went to get her. The sheriff said they made arrangements with her to pick her up. Osborne's family tells us the 30-year-old worked out at Savannah Riverside, but often loved to fish, hunt, and raise animals. He was a father of two who they say loved his entire family.
Well, yeah, Mr. Telvin Osborne got exactly what he was looking for, so I already broke this down on Patreon, so I'm not going to rehash everything here tonight, but I'm tying this into tonight's broadcast because these are the anti-black ties that bind. So now Mr. Telvin Osborne, according to all his tweets, and I'm not going to show all of them over here, but he thought he had more in common with them folks over there, and, you know, he said that he would be willing to die for Becky, and, well, looks like the prophecy came true. She fulfilled that prophecy. Let me say this. When you take that type of stance against our community that he and his family took, hey, man, you got more in common with them people, and I'm going to believe you when you show me that that's the case, okay? I'm not going to go out my way to support you, and I don't care whether it's a bed winch or a bed book that's doing it, because I'm going to say this and reiterate this again so I'm clear. When you say bed book or bed winch, that doesn't just apply to somebody that just dates outside the community. That means somebody that does that, particularly with them folks, and then they start to disparage our community like a Candace Owens or a Larry Elder, et cetera, okay? There's where you become a bed book or a bed winch, okay? So now, this is one of his, I think it's his brother or his cousin, so read this now to go to show you how his family is, because I heard and I have saw that a lot of his family, they on some other stuff. His brother says here, this is why I've been staying off here. Y'all some sorry bitches, got so much to say. Damn right, my brother ain't want no begging ass black bitch. That's what he said. Just like y'all hoes barely want the pro broke. He trying to play on pro black ass nigga you laying next to. Okay, cool. Well, you know, buddy, I'm glad that you are letting us know how you feel, because this is what I like. I want everybody to put their cards on the table, whether you white supremacists or you buck dancing Sambo in our community. That means you get to handle your business on your own, okay? And hopefully y'all will be able to handle it. But as far as I'm concerned, I am not putting on no capes to the rescue for any anti-black people in our community, because this is anti-blackness right here. You can be black and practice anti-blackness. You can't practice racism without a system behind you, but you can't practice anti-blackness, okay? So whether you FBA or not FBA, you talking like this, you on your own. You get the same thing that Christian Obumseli get, okay? I'm not coming to your rescue if that's what you got going on. You got that much hatred for our people. You are completely on your own, okay? You on your own. I look at you the same way I look at Elon Musk and any of the other white supremacists like Ben Shapiro. I'm going to look at you the same way. You are the exact same threat to my people, okay? So I just want to make that clear as far as my official stance on that. If you want to know more about what I said over there, you can look on my Patreon. It's a recent broadcast that I did over there. Everybody that's over there, y'all know where I stand on that. If you want to know my further views on that, I went into detail in ways I couldn't go into on YouTube because y'all saw how I threaded the needles on both halves of the equation with that. Anti-black bed books and anti-black bed winches. I covered all the bases, okay? So that's where you'll be able to find that particular broadcast if you want to know more.
Where do you rank?
Now check this out. We're not done yet because one final thing we have to examine here while we're dealing with this anti-blackness family, we have to analyze this tether here, okay? Now, you all know who this is. I've told you what my theory is on this boy. This is Gonzo's illegitimate son. Yes, Gonzo from the Muppet Babies. Gonzo, I'm going to take this time to say this again to you. Shame on you for knocking up, Myron's mom and leaving her with him, okay? Because, Gonzo, this isn't right. Now, you need to have a heart. Now, I watched you growing up on Muppet Babies. You had a very successful career. I'm pretty sure that Jim Henson has put quite a few coins in your pocket. You should have a bag by now. I know you do. So, Gonzo, if you're listening, you know this is your child. He's got your same nose. This is your boy. You don't even need a DNA test. This is your child. Do the right thing, Gonzo. Come get your boy. He's disgruntled. He's out here in the world alone without you, and now he's directing his ire and his vitriol towards my lineage. So, Gonzo, this isn't cool, man. Look, Gonzo, I get it. You probably had some fine Muppets in your time, but damn, man, I mean, I understand if you don't want to deal with Myron's mom, okay? Because from what we understand, she was throwing that thing all over the place. But this is your boy, okay? Do the right thing, Gonzo. Step up and be a father. Don't do this, okay? Don't do this. Oh, y'all laughing. Look, I'm just pleading with him because I want Myron to be reunited with his father. Maybe some of this rage will cease and he'll calm down. And this boy, be able to get his mental state back together, okay? I recognize fatherlessness when I see it, okay? All right? But anyway, we're going to get into some of what Gonzo Jr. here has to tell us, okay? Black women, he's really got some words for you. I want you to listen to this. We'll be stopping it where need be, and we're going to listen to Gonzo Jr. critique you black women, okay?
Black woman in terms of attractiveness.
All the way at the bottom?
Very bottom.
Multitude of reasons. Now, are all black girls ugly? Of course not. There's some hot ones, but it's a minority. And, let's be honest here. The average black woman's 187 pounds. Loud, obnoxious, rude, fake hair.
Well, Gonzo Jr., you forgot one of the things while you rattling off this list of stuff about why black women are at the bottom of the attractiveness scale or whatever you're talking about. None of them are choosing you, Gonzo. I know this is look, Gonzo Jr., I've already gone over your fatherless situation, okay? So that's one thing that's eating you up, okay? You don't have a good relationship with your mother. And then, the one place where you might have thought you was going to find some love amongst the sisters, you've gotten rejected, okay? So now, because I've seen this chick that you with. Ooh, talk about mid. I'm being nice when I say that. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put your girl in that. Bottom line, she ain't nothing to jump over the table for, okay? I mean, you supposed to be this super cool Sudanese Arab player, you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't one of us. All this talking about black, I don't know what you got going on. Gonzo Jr. need to school you on this, but until he gets here, I'm going to have to be your daddy. You're not one of us, so leave black out your mouth. You need to just go over there and spend time with that little dried up alabasters that you got because, black women don't want you, player. And you talking about they're at the bottom, according to you, also they're at the bottom because you can't get one. Myron, it ain't a black woman on this planet, definitely not of my lineage, that would give you the time of day. You goofy. You're a coward. You worship white folks to the point that you even got caught on video saying white guys like us. You really don't leave most women that have any type of self-respect much to work with as far as giving you a chance, little old tether boy. Then you sit up here and you try to grow out waves like ours. I mean, Gonzo, come get your child, man. That's all I can say. Come get your child. Let's let him continue.
Yeah, they did like they've done like studies on like a customer service, right?
Yeah.
And black women rank the lowest for getting a customer service representative that's black, and then also waiting on a table of black women.
Yeah.
So servers say they hate serving black women the most, and then people that call customer service say they hate dealing with black women the most. So it's like, bro, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Okay, so what the fuck is going on here, man? Listen, I'll tell you what's going on here, man. Let me tell you what's going on. They still not choosing you. And, you know, hey, maybe they didn't want to serve a goofy. I mean, I'm just saying that should be law. You know what? I got to go here. If you a goofy like this shit needs to be in the Constitution. You shouldn't be running around here like you a normal person. Game goofiness should be against constitutional law. At the business, I'll take it a step further. You stay game goofy like this, you should be deported. They should strip your little punk ass of your little ankle baby citizenship and get you the fuck up out of over here, okay? Gonzo, this is what I'm advocating for now. Unless you just really don't care about your kid. You know, if I have my way, I'm trying to get him deported, okay? Wherever they're going to send him, he don't need to be over here, okay? Yeah, he's just obsessed with black women this, black women that, and then his little Kermit the Frog face buddy. Yes, that's right. Kermit, I got to get you too. Even though he's not on here, his little partner, Kermit the Frog, you know that Fresh, the other one, Walter Weeks, that's your little illegitimate son. Why you and Gonzo ain't shit for this? Why did y'all do this? Why did y'all do this? Kermit, you know that's your boy. He ain't green, but he got your same facial features. We know this is your child, Kermit. Just like I'm talking to your boy Gonzo, man, wherever y'all at, man, probably running holes out there making more little seeds that you ain't gonna take care of. Come get these two. Don't be like that. Y'all got plenty of Muppet baby paper to take care of these little illegitimate bastards here, okay? These little tether bastards, all right? Don't get your trash, man. Raise your kids, all right? So, like I said, man, all this focusing on us, and boy, he just stayed talking about our lineage. This is envy. And let me tell y'all something. I was gonna do an X Space earlier tonight, but I said, no, we got to go ahead and get this program out of the way. So I might do it tomorrow. I may wait till next Friday because there's a topic I need to discuss about envy, okay? Especially when, I'm not talking about from the aspect in general of dating. We got to talk about this envy amongst men because I'm going to tell y'all, man, some of these dudes, boy, oh, man, we going to go in on that, So if I don't do that tomorrow, it'll definitely be next Friday. We're gonna have to get some things straightened out about that because I'm starting to notice a lot of stuff from a lot of people that, like Myron, are not where they want to be in their personal lives, etc., and as far as success. And they tend to kind of, envy other men that are where they want to be. Okay, I need to teach that lesson to my young men, so how you recognize that early, because that's very dangerous. Let me tell you something. You can't be friends with or be around people that want to have your life. Okay, look at what happened to Young Dolph and many others. People that want your life without willing to put in the work to get what you get. First, it'll start off as passive aggressive jokes, and then it'll transition into just outright disrespect and them trying to take your life. So we're gonna be discussing that in a future X Space. But for us dealing with Gonzo Jr. right here in this nose, boy, look at it. Look, you know what? Hold on. I may owe Gonzo an apology. There is another potential father for this little tether bastard right here, okay? Family, what y'all think? Toucan Sam. Toucan. Oh, yeah. Toucan Sam, I got to get you, brother. Now, I know that it's between you and Gonzo. We need to get Maury Povich for this. You know what? Can you imagine the show? We get Maury Povich, get Toucan Sam, and Gonzo, so we can determine who Myron's father is. Because that knows, come on now. It's either Gonzo or Toucan. It's one of the two. What y'all think, family? Look, in the chat room. Yeah, we got to go here. Who y'all think that Myron Gaines' real father is? Is it Toucan Sam or Gonzo from Muppet Babies? Which one? Huh? Let's take a vote. Give me the fire sign if you think it's Gonzo, and give me a thumbs up if you think it's Toucan Sam. Or better yet, a bird or a parrot if you think it's Toucan Sam. Yeah. Tanisha Murdoch say Gonzo. Well, what y'all think? Because I'm trying to figure this out, man. We need to try to figure who this boy's father is so we can maybe try to get his father back in his life. Okay? And my brother Black Voltron said he thought Myra was Humpty Dumpty's bastard son. But I mean, Black Voltron, I don't know, man, because like, you know, Humpty Dumpty didn't have the nose, did he? You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, man, we look, if you got some information I don't have, man, we need to figure this out, man, because this boy is lonely out here. Netta J say Gonzo. Okay, Pamela say she said, oh, so it's kind of split between Toucan and Gonzo. You know what? We're going to have to bring Maury out of retirement. We're going to have to bring him back. Well, one of these shows, whichever one we got to pick a paternity show, okay? We got to get it going, man, and we're going to help you, Myron. See, it's hateful if you've been towards my people. My chat room is concerned about you, man. You know, because most of us grew up with our fathers, man, and that's something that you didn't have, okay? And it's fucked up because both of your fathers, whether it's Gonzo or Toucan Sam, they got coins. Toucan made a lot of good money off that cereal, man. So, you know, hey, and Gonzo, hey, he was balling throughout the 80s, man. So, you know, we gonna figure out who your pap is, boy. We gonna take care of you. But family, we gonna let this long-nosed jackass continue to regale us about how black women are just so unattractive and you're the least desired. Because don't you believe this bullshit? If right now somebody like a Bernice Burgo or any dark-skinned sister that was very attractive, I'm talking about conventionally attractive, where all of us who are actual boss players would be like, yes, let me put you on the plate. If they was to even walk up to him and smile, he wouldn't know what to do with himself. He wouldn't, man. So don't sit there and let this little goofy Arab fool you, man. Let's let it continue.
You know, and then on top of that, another thing that I'm very critical of, they hate me for, is black women don't have a general respect for masculinity because.
Oh, let me stop it right here. Oh, wow. I just looked in the chat. Rojo said Gargamel. Damn, that's a third one. Yeah, Gargamel did have that long-ass summer sausage nose. Oh, wow. So it's 3 people, Toucan Sam, Gonzo, and Gargamel. Oh, damn. Rojo, man, we're going to have to serve all 3 of them some papers, man, and get them to take a paternity test. Oh, man, boy. Look, y'all know where my mind is going, right? You know, I've been experimenting with some new AI. I might have to come up with, you know, a actual animation of this because I could do it. You know what? Let me stop. Let me not even go there. That wouldn't even be cool. The internet is not ready for that type of pity. They not, okay? But anyway, let's deal with what he just said, okay? You heard the statement that he just made, all right? Gonzo Jr. and all your illustrious delusion that you are sullied in and basking in here, you need to understand that you are the last thing on black women's minds. You know what? I want to play this again for y'all. Hold on, maybe some of y'all didn't hear what he said. I want you to listen to what this boy said, and then I'm gonna finish getting on him.
That another thing that I'm very critical of, they hate me for, is black women don't have a general respect for masculinity.
I wanted him to say it again because, see, Gonzo Jr., let me debunk you, bro. Black women respect masculinity when it's actually present, okay? Let me speak from personal experience on this, all right? And I know many of you brothers in here can attest to what I'm about to say. I have been around some of the most disrespectful hood rats on the planet. When I'm in the room, all of that goes away, okay? Because there's a certain way that you handle them, not going back and forth screaming with them. You let it be known that there's a man in the room and you carry yourself with that presence. In other words, you remember what I always taught y'all to listen that my grandfather gave me, that 2 places I'm not finna go with a woman is back and forth. And y'all probably think I'm just saying that shit. Most of the women that deal with me, they'll tell you, like, you start arguing if you want to, you're gonna be arguing by yourself. I'm not gonna do that with you. I'll say what I need to say, and at a certain point, here ended the lesson. And I'm going to let you talk till you turn blue in the face. See, as a man, I don't give a damn about getting that last word said. Shit, I don't, okay? Once I state what I'm going to state, it's absolute. And you can argue with it all you want, okay? See, look, let me talk to my young black men or something about as far as the frame of your masculinity, where it's supposed to be. You better start making that an absolute in your life, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. If something is permanent, like the sky is up or the ground is down, you can argue about that all you want. The facts are the facts. You better start making sure that your word is like that when you're dealing with people, period. But especially in the female and male dynamic, okay? I ain't got no business arguing with you back and forth, especially about nothing goofy or petty, because that brings you down to their level. Okay, so that's number one with me. And number two, where I get respect amongst all women, I'm talking about all races, shapes, sizes, whatever, intellectual backgrounds, is because when I carry myself with respect and I lead with respect. So the minute that that's removed from the equation, well, then I don't have to deal with you. It's as simple as that. You're not going to cost me anything. I refuse to deal with a disrespectful chick. I don't have to tolerate that, okay? I don't. I'm not in the business of doing that. So, I mean, it's like when there's a man that's present in his actual natural masculine ability, especially if you exhibit leadership skills, problem-solving ability, women tend to respect that, okay? And they're watching how you carry yourself and how you're respected amongst other men, okay? That's another big thing about it. See, Myron, you complaining about that because if you took this little long-nosed bastard boy and put him amongst any group of men, you wouldn't be respected because you whine too much. No, look, I'm not saying that his podcast is something that they should never talk about any of the things they discuss. I'm not saying that. It's the manner in which you present it. You whining and you cursing and screaming at women and all of that. Listen, man, you sound like a bitch. You're not going to out bitch no bitches, okay? Because that's what mostly go on this show. A bunch of hood rats and hoes. You're not going to out bitch them. Screaming and arguing with a woman. Man, look, when men get to screaming and arguing with women, they start laughing. They're like, oh, buddy, you done came down to my level. I got you now. You understand me? See, like I said, I had my father in my life, grandfathers, uncles, older cousins, things of that nature. So I was schooled on this from an early age. And you get to sit on that arguing, and every woman in the chat room know, if you get to argue with a man and he just keep going back and forth with you, you know y'all have that little, admit it, ladies. Come on, y'all. I want to get y'all to admit it, okay? Oh, man, my brother, Black Voltron, boy, you wild, boy. Oh, my God, that is hilarious. I ain't going to even tell y'all. Hey, that's the hump that he was talking about from Digital Underground. Okay, I got you. That might be him, Black Voltron. It might be. But ladies, can I get you to admit something? We amongst family over here. When men get arguing with y'all, you know when y'all just go into that little I'm going to be difficult mode just for being difficult sake. Don't you have a guilty inner smile where you're like, oh, I'm about to put you through the ringer. You going to sit here arguing. And look, I know y'all. You can't fool me. I don't care if you get married. I love y'all to life, man. Most of y'all little hard-headed, peanut-head jokers, man, when y'all go into that I'm going to be difficult mode, you be looking at dudes like, you know, when we start trying to mansplain, because, you know, men, we logical. We sit there calling stuff trying to explain. Y'all already know everything we saying. You're like, I'm just not going to acknowledge the shit. I'm just going to be arguing for the sake of arguing. You know what I'm saying? See, look, me, I'm going to tell you how you get around that. Hey, brothers, y'all know and tell the truth. The ladies, boy, they probably going to try to get me. Y'all know and tell the truth. Yeah, don't be mad, ladies. I know you, okay? I know you, all right? Listen, look, let me tell you what I do. Let me tell you why that don't work with me when I'm dealing with a woman. Because I'm silly like that. You be calling yourself trying to be mad, I'm going to find a way to make you laugh. I'm going to do something ignorant, and I'm going to get your little mean ass out of that and get you to come on over here so I can chew on things I need to chew on, okay? There's other things to do. They be sitting around arguing and being mad, okay? And boy, I'm going to tell you, that's the thing why a lot of y'all wouldn't be able to stand me if you were dealing with me. All that when you want to be mad stuff, I'm going to harass you to the point where I get that out you. Running around here like little devils, be angry. You need to be happy, okay? Look, we lost one of our legends. Okay, we lost a couple of legends. Boy, March has been cruel to us. Roberta Flack, man, we lost Dwayne Wiggins. Okay, I found out about Roy Ayers, man. Damn, man. You know what I'm saying? But you think about the song that Roy Ayers had, man, In the Sunshine. Come on, man, ladies. We need to live our lives in the sunshine and honor Roy Ayers, okay? So all jokes aside, rest in power to our legends, man. They forever changed the game at R&B. Big part of Foundation of Black American Freedom and Culture, and condolences to their families. But we're going to live on in life and love and joy in their honor. And that's something that the Myron Gaines of the world can't do because, see, family, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all laughing in there. Hey, man, I got to tell the truth. Y'all know I'm right about that, ladies. But see, the Myron Gaines of the world, they're not able to relate to any of those artists that I named that have produced some of the greatest R&B and love songs ever, man, or just music in general. That boy can't relate to none of the cause see, look, the reason why he's so angry like that, and look, I just gotta go here. Most of these incels and most of these divestment dummies, cause that's what I call them heifers over there just chasing Zaddy. Most of them, I guarantee you, if you had a conversation with them in like a casual setting, and you got to talking about our music, you know what I'm saying, and everything, they couldn't relate to a lot of stuff that's the soundtrack to our lives, man. See, they don't understand music isn't just entertainment for us. It's a part of the seasoning of our soul, man. This is why you can go anywhere in the world as a foundational Black American freedman, man or woman, and your vibe is just different. Let me tell you something, man. For those of you that travel, you know what I mean. If you go and visit another country somewhere and you got good friends that you kick it with in these other nations, as a Black American, they hate to see you leave, man. They be depressed. They be like, man, cause you know, when we come around, man, we like, hey, man, hey, throw this on, man. Put that other stuff up you listen to. No disrespect to y'all music, but look, here goes something with some seasoning to it. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, look, from the way we cook, dress, talk, everything, man. Our roasting sessions, man, I mean, it just put life in the vicinity when we are around. And when you remove us from that, this is why you see so many people trying to emulate that. I keep telling y'all, man, for those of you that haven't left this country, when you go outside of here, we are highly respected. It's damn near like you're a celebrity. I'm telling you, and you ain't got to be no wealthy, rich person. Just be yourself. That's all you got to be. Because for most people that have never met a Black American, they really want to get the authentic, like, hey, man, what's this like? They're going to be asking you all kinds of questions. Anywhere you go, it doesn't matter where you go. As long as it's not a lot of us and they're not exposed to us like that, man, it would really, I think for a lot of you that have not experienced that, if you did, it would probably kind of overwhelm you to the point that you wouldn't know how to really respond. Because like over here, we're not respected in our own country. When we leave, it's a different ball game, okay? And for the greater majority of places that we go, as long as you ain't running around trying to act a fool or anything. But see, Myron, that's another thing I know he's probably seen firsthand. He knows that between him and us, watch this. For anybody that would think that Myron is one of us, because he's not, but for anybody that would think that, let me tell you something, man. And he knows this. Right here in America, if he didn't open his mouth and it was just a group of men standing around somewhere, the women would be able to like, yeah, something different about you, bro. You ain't, even if they didn't know him from his podcast, they'll be like, something different about you. You standing goofy. I mean, your hair is goofy. Everything is you emit goofiness. Not to mention that long ass samurai sword nose this boy got. Okay. You know what I'm saying? This boy got, man, look, you know what, let me leave him alone because I'm about to go somewhere. Anyway, you get my point. And then don't let him get started talking. Because, like, you know, I'm going to tell you something I noticed about the boy. Because I told you, he really fits the profile of a sociopath, in my opinion. But, like, the way he's talking with that little squeaky, hurried chipmunk voice. That's how you sound, man. He doesn't sound like a man. It don't have no bass in your voice, man. You sound like a damn rodent or something, man. Don't no woman want to be around that dude. So look, I understand he got a lot to be angry about. He should be angry. He really should. But Myron, being envious and jealous, that's not going to fix anything. You will never, ever develop masculinity that way. You will never, ever be able to hate on foundational Black American freedmen or try to disparage us and develop anything from it that's going to do you any good. Because I guarantee you, no matter whether it's the West Coast, Midwest, the South, Northern foundational Black American freedmen brothers, we could all pull women in any setting that you in. You would get no attention. None. The only attention you would probably get is like, hey, aren't you the guy from the podcast? But as far as like the women actually choosing, I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm not trying to be arrogant, brother. You better hope that me and you ain't never in the same spot somewhere with some women at, bruh. It's over for you, player. It ain't gonna be nothing to you gonna be frustrated and mad as hell. Yeah, you better not run up on me now, cause I'll fold your ass up like a pretzel. But I'm just saying, I already know the outcome of that. Cause I'm a smooth brother, man. I'm cool with it. I don't even have to say nothing a lot of time. Hell, just my dress game and cologne alone gonna march them right on over into my direction. I have an air of intrigue about me when I'm out and about. And this is what I've been told, and I've seen it in action. So I'm speaking on it, not just from a place of arrogance. This is the truth. Little goofies like this are frustrated when they're in the presence of real men, is what I'm saying. Let's let this cornball wrap up.
Because a lot of them grow up in fatherless households. And not only do they grow up in fatherless households, they grow up being told, oh, your daddy ain't shit, your niggas ain't shit. Then you listen to the music, niggas ain't shit, whatever. And it's this like continuous, perpetuous, and very pernicious cycle.
Oh my God, he's calling himself trying to use big words. It's not perpetuous, Myron. It's perpetual. Perpetual, not perpetuous. Damn it, Gunzo. Gunzo, Gargamel, okay? Shit, hey, Toucan Sam, y'all come get your bastard son. Come get him. He needs help. He needs help. Let's let him finish.
Goal of just constantly shitting on men.
Yeah.
So by the time she comes to you, she doesn't really have an appreciation or respect for masculinity and most importantly, your authority. So she doesn't feel as though she needs to submit to you and follow you.
Yeah.
So these are just some of the issues that plague the black community. Again, I want to be clear about this. Is this all black women? No. But we can't sit here and lie and say that it's not something that permeates throughout the culture and isn't endorsed, supported, and most importantly, encouraged.
Absolutely.
And you see the little Asian dude, absolutely. Nobody's checking for your little soy sauce supremacist 1-ton soup looking ass either. Absolutely. Listen, Myron, your last point that you made, let me go ahead and go here with it. Let's just say you were right. Let's just say we got the worst women ever. Oh my God, they just showing their ass all over the place. It ain't nothing we can do. Let's just say you're right. You know whose problem that is to correct? Foundational Black American freedmen men. It's our problem, not yours, little Sudanese Arab tether boy. You little ankle baby junior, you got bigger fish to fry, like figuring out which one of them people are your father now. Gargamel, Toucan, and Gunzo. You got 3 choices. You need to get to work. Let me tell y'all something, man. This is one of the drawbacks, believe it or not. I know it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's a drawback to masculinity. A lot of you can probably relate. One of the things about it is like even hood rats will respond to proper masculinity. Now, I don't take them on because that's just too much work. You would have to really, to rebuild a hood rat from the ground up and make her into something respectable that you can be proud of as a woman. Man, she would have to throw everything she's learned into the trash can, and that would require time and effort and patience. And I ain't never wanted none that bad. So I ain't no disrespect to anybody that wanted to take one of them and have a fixer-upper, knock yourself out. I don't have that kind of patience, okay? I like natural ladies that understand where their place is and they actually respond to actual leadership without all the pushback and all the other stuff. But like I said, even hood rats will respond to traditional masculinity if they're in the presence of it because it's something they're starved for. Case in point, let me explain what I mean before we wrap tonight. If a hood rat is used to irresponsible men or the way she is because, okay, I can't find no men, so I'm just going to be out here and do whatever. The men I'm around don't have no kind of plan. If she gets into the presence of a man that actually has some structure and some order, some of them will actually come to appreciate that. Over time, they will. Now, that's the key word, over time. And y'all know what I tell you about time. It's the most precious, non-renewable resource that any human being has. I don't waste mine. But if you do have time to waste, you could reform a hood rat because they're starved for masculinity and guidance, okay? The problem for me, too, to be honest, and I'm not trying to be cruel, the reason why I would never take on a hood rat as a fixer-upper because in a sense, it won't be as you're her man and she's on equal footing with you. It'll be in a situation where it's like you her father and you got to train her up again. I'm just calling it like it is, okay? So anyway, I digress. I'm going to leave it alone, boy. Some of y'all going to be trying to get him. He's a chauvinist. Listen, I'm an honest chauvinist, okay? The world needs more traditionally masculine chauvinists like me. We put shit in order and we set shit right, damn it. Okay? For any feminists that have a problem with what I just said. Anyways, thank you to everybody who contributed to the broadcast tonight. I have a great and wonderfully astute audience. Okay, we had some fun and some jokes over here, but I think we made our point about the anti-black ties that bind. And regardless of these ties that are anti-black that are bound against us, we can break all those ties when we stay on code together as a united foundational Black American freedmen family and our own code, non-FBA brothers and sisters as well, okay? So I want you all to continue to enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Get along. Go love on somebody. And don't be angry like little bastard Gunzo here. With that said, salute to you, Black First. And I will see you all in future content.